Now, your local weather with the KX Storm Team.
Welcome back to Good Day Dakota. It is 5:54 and we are talking weather with Robert Suhr.
We are talking
What do we got?
We've got a nice couple of days and then some snow on the way for this weekend. For some of us, not for everybody. That's a key point there. We'll start right now with a look at the in the Minot area. Lens has a little bit of ice on it, so it just looks a little bit blurry out there. But once the sun hits the lens later today, it should melt some of that ice, and we'll get a little bit clearer picture there. Just a couple of cars out there on this day after Christmas. 24 degrees right now in the Magic City with those winds out of the northwest at 9 miles an hour, giving us a very tolerable wind chill at 14 degrees. Temperatures elsewhere across the region are mostly in the mid-20s, upper teens across the entire region. You can see 19 in Harvey, 16 in Sydney. You're at 23 degrees in the Garrison area. And here's a look at those visibilities. Really not dealing with a lot of fog this morning. 1 mile visibility in Linton. You've got a visibility of 5 miles in Harvey. Everybody else basically fog-free this morning. But there's just, like I said, some patchy fog out there. Winds also not that big of a deal out of the northwest at between 5 and 15 miles an hour. Nothing out of the ordinary for this time of the year in North Dakota. We did have a system slide by overnight. Did touch off some snow, quite a bit of snow actually, as you got over toward the James River Valley. They had to issue some winter weather advisories, but for us, just a couple of flakes flying through the air, really nothing to concern ourselves about. We will see more breaks in the clouds as we go through the day. Those clouds will be on the increase as we get toward the weekend, as we're watching a big-time winter storm that could impact us. And I think if you are east of an Elgin, Velva, Botno line, along and to the east of that line, that's where you stand the greatest chance of being impacted by this storm. It'll also bring very gusty winds, so where that snow is falling over the weekend, it will be blowing around. And this storm will also cause great travel impacts, especially if you're headed or coming from Fargo or Minneapolis. Could have quite the tough time. Here's what one of the computer models are saying about this storm. We'll put this into motion. This is Friday night storm developing over the panhandle of Texas, and it will move into the central plains here by Saturday night, and you can see a large shield of snow on the northwestern side. Then the storm will pretty much parallel Interstate 29 there toward Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and it's how far back this western shield of the snow gets that will greatly determine our snowfall amounts. Way too early to talk about potential snowfall amounts, but they could be, in some locations, definitely plowable snow that could fall from this system. And it will have an impact on your holiday travel. If you have those travel plans, like I said, if you're coming back from such places like Minneapolis or Chicago and you're flying into Fargo or Bismarck, you can see all of that impact from that snow here Sunday and probably as well as Monday morning. Today, no snow in the capital city, 20 degrees. With that fog dissipating, will be breezy times. A little bit this afternoon, gusting to 20 miles an hour. About the same thing in the Magic City, just slightly cooler or warmer actually, 25 degrees with that fog this morning. 3-day forecast for Dickinson looking like this. There's the clouds will be clearing out. A great day on Friday and a pretty good day on Saturday. Like I said, Dickinson will definitely be on the western edge of this storm. Williston, I don't think you'll see any impacts from this weekend storm. Highs today mostly in the mid to upper 20s across the region. And your extended forecast for Bismarck, a nice end to the week, and then not the best of weekends, but it should dry out by the time we get to New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Same thing for Minot. They are also right on the edge of this storm, Becky. They could see a little bit of snow right now, but we're still 72 hours or 96 hours away. The track is going to wobble over the next couple of days, so definitely want to keep it tuned.
Yeah, absolutely. Be sure to follow that. Thank you, Robert. Yep. And now that Christmas is over, you may be cleaning up the house a little bit, but don't toss out those leftover candy canes, excuse me, just yet. We check out our National Day calendar now. It's time to celebrate those red and white striped candies that we all know and love. Today is National Candy Cane Day. Now, we don't know when the day began, but here are some facts for you. Candy canes have been hung from Christmas trees since 1882. They were made by hand until a machine was invented to make them back in 1921. The flavor is traditionally peppermint, but you can find them in a variety of striped colors and flavors. I like the different flavored ones. The average length for a candy cane is 5 inches, but the Guinness World Record for the longest candy cane is 51 feet.
Oh, come on.
What are you trying to prove with a 51-foot candy cane?
Nothing other than holding a spot in the Guinness World Record
How would they
book.
haul that?
Don't
it's like
ask
a wind turbine blade on the back of a truck. 51 feet.
I would love to drive by that truck on the highway.
Right.
There's plenty of stories ahead on Good Day Dakota this morning, including as the holiday season comes to an end, millions of Americans will be traveling back home. And if you're one of them, we'll have some tips for you on how to avoid picking up so many germs. We'll have that after the break.